Adelaide Labille Gouillard was born in Paris in 1749. She lived at the time when male master painters were not supposed to take young girls as pupils, because they would not be able to learn alongside young men, society thought. She has earned money by opening an atelier and teaching painting to other people. This work, Self-Portrait with Two Pupils, was very well received. Look at the beautiful fabric so skillfully depicted, with lights and shadows. But why is she wearing this elegant dress in front of an easel? She is dressed above the social status of her students. The painting is a confirmation of her success as a true painter, and she has depicted herself lost in creativity, gazing at her model, you, the viewer. Jumping to another continent and 100 years ahead. Mary Cassatt was an American artist, though she has lived much of her adult life in France. Dissatisfied with her studies at the Academy, because women were not allowed to paint live models and had to use casts, she has decided to learn painting on her own. She has exhibited with the Impressionists, and her work often depicts private lives of women and intimate social bonds. This is the subject of this work, called Breakfast in Bed. Look carefully at how she has depicted the comfort and protection of the mother. Going into the 20th century, Frida Kahlo, Mexican painter most known for her self-portraits. She had a difficult life, as her body was broken in many places at the age of 17 in a tram accident. She has suffered pains and had to spend a lot of time in bed for the rest of her life. The two Fridas is painted during the time she was divorced from her husband, also a great artist, Diego Rivera. Frida on the right is dressed in Mexican costume and holding a miniature portrait of Diego. Frida on the left is wearing a European costume and has cut off her heart from her loved one. Yoko Ono, a Japanese-American artist, musician and peace activist. 1960s is the decade of Vietnam War, feminist movement, civil rights movement, among others. This is not a painting or a photograph. This is a recording of a performance art called Cut Piece. The audience was invited to cut a piece of her clothing until nothing was left. Yoko has repeated this performance in 2003. This work is about internal suffering, about art, social unity, issues of gender, sexism. Imagine being there, being her, in your clothing cut away, piece by piece, until nothing is left. Immediate Family is the third collection of photographs by Sally Mann. Published in 1992, photographs like this one caused a lot of controversy. These were portraits of her 3 children, all under the age of 10, made at her summer house. Sally said that these photographs were natural through the eyes of a mother, since she has seen her children in every state: happy, sad, playful, sick, bloodied, angry, and even naked. Louise Bourgeois was born in Paris in 1911. In 1940, she has immigrated to the US. This work is called Mama. In Louise Bourgeois' words, "The spider is an ode to my mother. She was my best friend. Like a spider, my mother was a weaver. My family was in the business of tapestry restoration, and my mother was in charge of the workshop. Like spiders, my mother was very clever. Spiders are friendly presences that eat mosquitoes.
We know that mosquitoes spread diseases and are therefore unwanted. So spiders are helpful and protective, just like my mother.
Kara Walker is a contemporary African-American artist who uses cutouts as her medium. Using black paper, she talks about issues of identity, race, and gender. The silhouettes that seem to be from a fairy tale story, on the first observation, reveal violence, sexuality, and questions our perception. At 28 years old, Kara was the youngest recipient for the MacArthur Fellowship. Marina Abramović, an artist from Serbia, has started her career back in the 1960s. Performance art is difficult to transcend even using photographs, and here we have a record of Abramović's experience taking 2 different pills. First, she ingested a pill given to catatonics, people who have immobilized muscles, and she experiences the uncontrollable body movements, but her mind remains lucid. With the second pill, that is administered to people with a depression, her body remains present but her mind becomes absent. Abramović art is about body, mind, presence, and control. In her recent retrospective at MoMA in New York, she introduced a very new concept of artists being present at the museum exhibition, though she was not talking or entertaining people in a social sense. Audiences were invited to sit across from her for as long as they wished. She was in the gallery every day of the exhibition that lasted about a month. She was there from early morning to sometimes late in the evening, sitting at the table and inviting people to participate and talk to her without using any words.